The most powerful warship afloat, the German battleship Bismarck and heavy cruiser Prinz Eugen, exchange fire with the pride of the British Navy, HMS Hood and Prince of Wales. Bismarck and Prince Eugen are here, northwest of Hood and Prince of Wales. The Germans have the advantage. They're able to fire a full broadside, while the British are only able to use their forward guns. Just 4 minutes into the battle, the Germans draw first blood. A shell rips through Hood's ammunition locker, exploding 4-inch anti-aircraft shells. A hurricane of shrapnel cuts down the men on the deck. From the compass platform, the highest point of Hood's bridge, Ted Briggs witnesses the carnage.
That hit penetrated at the base of the mainmast, and it caused a fire around the 4-inch ready-use lockers, which was creating one hell of a mess and killed quite a lot of people.
Another shell strikes Hood close to her main tower. The situation is desperate. At 8 miles, Admiral Holland orders a hard turn to port to bring her full broadside to bear.
At this point, Vice Admiral Holland probably felt that he had closed the range sufficiently enough to be out from under the danger of plunging fire.
But Holland has miscalculated. Bismarck fires her 8 15-inch guns. The rangefinders locked on Hood.
Ja, dann ist nur, wir haben ja die Abschüsse gemerkt.
The enormous blasts rocked the ship back into the water due to the recoil. We knew if the shells hit their target, there would be tremendous damage.
Seconds in flight, a single 1,700-pound armor-piercing shell plunges through Hood. Dead center. The armor-piercing shell penetrates deep into the bowels of the ship. The powder in a main magazine ignites. British crewmen on Prince of Wales watch in muted horror as a geyser of flames spews from Hood's ruptured deck.
This massive amount of powder in that magazine did something we call deflagration. It's like a giant Roman candle burning in an enclosed space.
Then, a huge explosion buckles the hull, twisting and shearing the mighty ship in half. The bow lifts vertically into the air as her midsection sinks.
She'd gone about 30 degrees, 30, 40 degrees, I suppose. We realized that she just wasn't coming back. There was no order given to abandon ship. It wasn't necessary.
Ted Briggs and the men on the compass platform struggled to escape.
The flag lieutenant was just in front of me. The squadron navigating officer, Commander Warrant, stood to one side to let me go through. He just went like that. Can't forget that.
Across the water, the Germans look on at their stricken adversary.
The ship broke into pieces. We were sure an explosion of that kind must have killed everybody.
As Hood slides beneath the waves, her forward turret fires a final defiant salvo before slipping into darkness.
I managed to get out at the starboard door of the compass platform, down the ladder to the Admiral's Bridge, which was directly underneath. And it was about halfway down that ladder when I became level with the water. And it was dragging me down.
Briggs is pulled deeper and deeper by the sinking ship.
I honestly thought I'd had it. It was then that I suddenly seemed to shoot to the surface. I came up and looked around, and there was the ship. About 50 yards away, like that. I panicked, turned and tried to swim away as fast as I could. When I looked around again, she'd gone. There was a fire on the water where she'd been. There were only 3 of us that came to the surface. Of the other 1,418 were lost.
Als uns bekannt wurde, dass die Hood versenkt sei,
When we heard that the Hood was sinking, we were celebrating what we accomplished. But then we were horrified at the devastation that was happening. We recognized that on Hood, there were many sailors who must have suffered a horrible death from the explosion.
und somit also einen schrecklichen Tod durch die Explosion erlitten haben mussten.
In less guns of Hitler's superweapon have obliterated the pride of the British Navy. It's a stunning victory. Bismarck now turns her attention to Prince of Wales.
With the loss of the flagship, the British were suddenly in a terribly weak tactical position. HMS Prince of Wales is alone. She's a brand new ship, she's inexperienced, and she's also experiencing significant mechanical problems with her machinery.
Prince of Wales wields plenty of firepower, 10 14-inch guns, but 8 of her guns are housed in complex new quadruple turrets that are untested and malfunctioning. Bismarck and Prinz Eugen are here. The Prince of Wales is here, just 8 miles away. Prince of Wales Captain John Leach orders a hard turn to starboard to avoid Hood's wreckage. Bismarck and Prinz Eugen train her guns on the lone British ship.
It was extremely easy for the Germans to switch targets. A tiny, minute alteration to their stereoscopic rangefinders brought their fire to bear on Prince of Wales almost immediately.
The German strategy is simple. Put shells on the target. Bismarck and Prinz Eugen rapid fire their main and secondary armament. Results are devastating.
First hit struck the compass platform where Leach himself was standing. Killed everyone there except for himself and 2 others. The second hit struck the director control tower just to the rear of the compass platform. The next series of hits would strike the ship on her aircraft crane, her funnel, in the boat deck, and 3 below the waterline.
But the withering German assault is too much for the battered battleship. She suffers 7 devastating hits. 14 men are dead. Their guns are jammed.
There was really no way that she was in a position to take on 2 German fleet units that were trained and worked up.
After firing 23 salvos, Prince of Wales makes smoke and retreats to the southeast. Admiral Lutyens, aboard Bismarck, chooses not to follow. She's suffered 3 damaging hits from Prince of Wales. 2,000 tons of seawater flood her forward compartments, and her fuel tanks are ruptured. She's hemorrhaging precious oil. Admiral Lutyens must find a port and put in for repairs. At 6:14 p.m. on May 24, 1941, Bismarck breaks away from Prinz Eugen.